Evening, people. Welcome to another, I was just about to say Transfer Daily. I was on the Transfer Daily in the afternoon, but meetings have been taking place. And it's the waiting game. Why hasn't the bid gone in from Liverpool? Why is Newcastle taking their time? And we'll be here for the best part of the next hour to break that all down. Avi talking about meetings. Looks like he's going to go be in a meeting in the next 5-10 minutes. Gene has been ruffling some feathers. Jody feathers on Twitter. But we're here to back him. We're some loyal Reds on the stream today, and we've got Gene's back. Ben's taking a sip. Are Liverpool taking a sip? Are Liverpool waiting for the right time to pounce? Why are they not just simply putting the money on the table and asking Newcastle the question, take it or leave it? But Liverpool are not leaving the situation. The story of Alexander Isak keeps on rumbling along, and that's why we are still here. Avi, looking very, very smart, I must say. What's going on?
Before you go, Avi, what's wrong with you today, man?
What's wrong with him?
Proper mud shuts don't.
No, I'm in
Avi, do you put that powder on your head? Because you're
the only powder I ever use is the one that I sniff from time to time.
No, that's white powder. That's white powder. I can see that.
Look at the questions he's asking.
It looks like black powder. Honestly, look. The way you behave on stream, I'm not surprised you're on the white powder as well.
I've got a few grays. No, I'm in a very important deposition. I'm gonna have to leave in about 7 minutes, but I'll be back in 15. So that's why I'm a bit sharp. That's why I wore
nice deflection. I like it. Ben, what's going on, man? How are we doing?
All good, mate. Yeah, I what's good? Night off last night while you three absolutely tore the arse out of each other, which was hilarious to watch. Yeah, it was. Sometimes you just need a little night off. Sometimes, but yeah, it was. It's all good. It's as you say, it's the waiting game, isn't it? Just trying to see what little bit of information here, little bit of information there. Just reading some of the evening papers there, saying that Ollie Watkins looks like he's the primary target now for United, which that means hopefully Sesko goes to Newcastle and then hopefully Isak comes to Liverpool. And it's just this big, massive chain, isn't it? Almost like a house chain where you're just waiting for one to fall and they all hopefully follow off onto each other. So yeah, fingers crossed, mate. We get some serious news in the next few days.
Serious news. Avi, I want to come to you straight away. I know you have to go for about 10 minutes, but then you'll return to the stream. But we've got a substitute for you. Jake's on the verge of joining the lads as well, so he'll be in shortly. I want to ask you about Eddie Howe's comments. I'm sure you caught him in the morning. I'm just quickly going to read them to you, and you just let me know what you think. Craig Hope tweeted him. He's still our player. He's contracted to us. We, to a degree, control what is next for him. I would love to believe all the possibilities are still available to us. My wish is that he stays, but that's not in my full control. Thoughts?
I think part of it is a saving face exercise here, Asim. I think he's trying to show that Newcastle are in control of a situation where a player wants to leave, a prominent player, their best player. But I think if you're a Liverpool fan, you're very, very confident that sooner rather than later, and I'm talking days, perhaps hours, that we will hear something conclusive from our end that, we've agreed a fee with Newcastle for Alexander Isak. Eddie Howe can't say anything different as him. Obviously, he's been probably PR trained here to be careful and to use wiseful sort of words in regards to the situation. He's not going to blatantly say, look, the player wants out and we're negotiating with Liverpool and, he's shown his cards. He's going to be a little bit coy as he is now to protect the asset and also protect the fees that they're going to be having to pay for the likes of a Sesko, the likes of a maybe Ollie Watkins. They will get now inflated fees as well, knowing that they've conceded that Alexander Isak won't be a Newcastle player come at the start of the season, and that he'll be playing elsewhere. But the money that they recoup Now clubs are going to be looking at that and licking their lips, essentially, as someone saying, all right, we can add in another 5 to 10 million, 15 million on Watkins, another 10 million to Sesko, or any other forward. Nicholas Jackson's name's been bandied about as well. That's another 10, 15 million that Chelsea will be demanding, because they know the fee that they're getting for Alexander Isak is going to be in the 130 plus.
Gene, it reminds me of Arnie Slot coming in and getting hurled with questions from day one, even though Richard Hughes was sat next to him on day one. After that, it was Arnie Slot alone. It feels like every presser that Eddie Howe is involved in. I've been watching some of these videos from, Newcastle journalist. Craig Hope is one of them. And all the questions are coming in his direction. And there is a vacuum upstairs as well at Newcastle. I know people are coming in to deal with the situation. The owner was in town, as we discussed yesterday, but it feels like every day that the manager is preparing the fan base, and each day by day that this manager is losing grip on his prized asset.
If I'm honest with you, Asim, I think deep down they've lost grip, and they know that the player's going to leave. It's just slowly, bring out the news in stages where the fans, it doesn't hurt as much. You mentioned it on the Transfer Daily in terms of heartbreak. It's a slow, easy heartbreak rather than the shock of a player just leaving within a day. And I think that's what it is. They know he's going to leave. His interview literally told us that, it was just him trying to save face of his of the fan base. Most of the fans now have accepted, I think, have accepted the fact that he's leaving the football club. They just want to make sure that they get the best possible deal and get the best possible fee for the actual player. All right, Avi. And so from a Liverpool perspective, it's good. We should be happy the way the way they're playing out, the way it's been handled, because this is how it was always going to be. It wasn't going to be, here's your player and go, take your player. No, Newcastle were always going to put up a bit of a fight. We've done the groundwork. We've done what we needed to do from our perspective. The player's done everything from his perspective. He hasn't gone on tour. He's come out. He wants to leave. We even saw today, his house went on his house was on for rent for approximately half an hour until the right move must have got barricaded with calls. Yeah, you're on mute. Barricaded with calls.
Was that actually his house?
That's what people said, and that's what.
That's it. That was come out. That was from Ben Jacobs as well. He said he had it confirmed that it was listed and it was verified that it was one of Isaac's properties, but then it was taken off shortly after. Obviously, to as Gene says, not to create any sort of hoo-ha.
And the thing is, it already created hoo-ha. The fans got into it very, very quickly. Everybody knows what's going on. It's just a matter of time. We just have to be patient. You mentioned it, when will the bid come? Liverpool are fans, and we just have to be patient right now. Newcastle.
You fancy making a bid for the house?
Yeah, you're the money man, not me, innit? I mean, how can I bid 6 grand a month? Yeah? 7 grand a month. You're smashing it, man. You should be bidding for the house. You should be buying me it.
Sell a few more Dubai chocolates to be all right. You're lucky Avi's not here. Ben, what did you make of the Eddie Howe comments?
Yeah, very similar to Gene, to be honest. I think a lot of his, I genuinely do feel sorry for him, to be honest. He's obviously dealing with the situation as best as he can, but you can hear it in his voice. You can see it in his eyes. It's like, it's just a look of everything is caveated. All his messages are, we hope, we think this, but we also think this, etc. And again, I agree with Gene. It's totally about managing the fan base. I think at this point, as I've said many a times, I have avidly watched 4 or 5 Newcastle fan channels over the last week or so, really got to sort of know that the 3 or 4 leads on them, and every single one of them, when this really started to kick off, were very much like, piss off Liverpool. He's our player. We're not doing anything. You're not doing anything about it. He's our man. We're here to build all of that stuff, to the point now where pretty much every one of them is now like, we just need to get the best deal that we can for him. He doesn't want to play for us no more.
I was just about to ask you, because you've been following those Newcastle pods from day one, Ben.
Yeah.
Have you seen the gradual change in mood?
100%, 100%. It's almost like the relationship, the breakup, isn't it? It's like, you hate them at first, and you're like, no, it's not the end. You're in denial, but then as the stages of emotions go through, you sort of like come to deal with it and accept it. And then now it's all of a sudden it's changing to the point where a lot of them are like, right, okay, it's not just about what deal can we get. Would this actually be better? And how can you actually swing it so that we can improve? Because the reality is, like, again, the finances are very complicated, but the value of, I think they're saying the book value now of Isak is about 30 million pounds.
30 million, yeah. 30
Yeah,
million.
so therefore, if you sell them for roughly 130, that's 100 million, and you times it by 5, I think it is, over the period. So that's a 500 million pound war chest that they can use on Isak alone, and I think that's the thing that they're missing. I said it at the beginning. I said it to some of my friends. They've let the ego get the better of them, Newcastle. They very much sort of like think to themselves, no one, you don't sell your best players, you don't do this, you don't do that. We're trying to build. But it's like, just think about the bigger picture. We weren't paying 300k a week to players 5-6 years ago. And with all due respect, we're on a different stratosphere club size to what Newcastle is. But we've had to do it as well. We've had to build up. And along the way, we've had to sell big players. And we've had to go again. And you look at our summer this summer. I think we're on now. Again, I was listening to another podcast before where they were talking about the statistics and then the exact figures. And I think we're on about 200 million net spend or something. But over a period of about 3 or 4 years, we're breaking even because we're selling players, and you get 4 or 5 times as much on a PSR value against their book value. And it's like, it makes sense. You've got to trade, you've got to be able to sell, and you've got to be able to take 1 step back and take 2 steps forward. And I think, but if Newcastle do this, the difference with Newcastle and us is that their recruitment is in a bit of a mess, to be honest, where they haven't really got the strategy or the plan in place to be able to target the right players and to be able to get them. So that's the only sort of nervous factor for me is, do they come to a position where, Sesko, Watkins, whoever, don't actually come to pass, and then they're like, well, who do we actually get? Because there's no way with the selling as Isak if they can't physically get players over the line. So we have to hope that that's what does happen. And there are other options. There's a Cuckoo, there's a Nicholas Jackson, there's an Ollie Watkins, there's a Mateta. So there are other players, and I think it'd have to be absolutely horrendous for them to not do it now, because they don't want to have an unhappy player on the books. But at the same time, they've got to spend it wisely, and that's obviously the key.
Gene Ben says it's a mess. We all can agree, but Newcastle are a bit unlucky as well that their replacement, the moment they decided that we need to get a replacement in before we sell Isak, that player was wanted by Liverpool, and that player has given his word to Liverpool as well. And it wasn't out of the blue. They've had previous bids rejected for Ekitike, but the moment that we got Ekitike, then the whole mess became a lot worse.
A lot worse, Asim, but they got stung by João Pedro just before that as well. So, Ekitike was probably the Isak replacement, and João Pedro was one that they really wanted to play with Isak. And it just goes to show that, when you look at how they have been a bit unlucky, they've missed out on Mbeumo as well to United. So, missing out on these players. Look, Newcastle have to understand, the fan base, the football club has to understand that when when you become a big club that's challenging for European honours, the players that are playing for your football club, the big clubs in the world are going to come for them players. Newcastle have done the same with other teams. The teams below them. Liverpool will buy the team slightly below them. There is a food chain. You can't escape that. We've been stung plenty of times. In the past, Ben has mentioned, yes, it stings, it hurts us as fans. You never want to lose your best player. I can mention 3, Torres, Coutinho and Suarez, just like that over the last 10 to 15 years. Was it? Yes, less than 15 years. We've lost arguably our best 3 players that were playing for us at that time. We know what it feels like, but the club moves on. Coutinho was, and
equally, we've missed top targets a lot, haven't we? Yeah. We've missed top targets. We've been priced out of a situation, and we've been screwed from that perspective as well. And we're Liverpool, we should be able to compete for any top player in the world, but we can't because we haven't been in that position to be able to do that. But that's the other thing as well with Newcastle. They haven't invested in their infrastructure. They haven't done anything with the training grounds. They haven't done anything with St. James's. And this is what's coming out on all of these other podcasts as well, where they're like, they haven't put plans in place as to what their strategy is once they do get back into the Champions League. It's almost as if, let's blame PSR, because PSR is just a cheat code, really. PSR is just, okay, well, we don't have to plan or do things in stages or build up. We're just the richest club in the world, so we can just spend millions and millions and millions like the way Chelsea and City did back in the day. But PSR is in place so that everybody has to build. All right, I admit the top teams are in a higher position to be able to have to build less, but you still have to build. You still have to, and as I say, we're the perfect example. We're a much bigger club than say Chelsea or Man City, but we haven't been able to compete with those in a certain position, in a certain way over the last few years, because we've had to build our infrastructure and our commercial revenues back up again to be able to put us in a position to be able to do what we're doing this summer.
But Gene, why do you think? I think Craig Hope mentioned, he wrote an article in October, November, around October, November time, that do the Saudis care, or do the Saudis still care? Like, why did these guys come? And they took a lot of time to actually get, Newcastle a part of their portfolio. And then to act like that, if what Ben is saying, to not invest in the infrastructure, the training facilities, why have they made it so difficult for themselves to be, for fans and journalists, to be questioning their intention behind the club? Or was it just buy Newcastle and raise their profile around the world and that's it?
Asim, one thing that I will say is that first season that Newcastle, that they bought the club, them getting Champions League that year was actually a detriment to them, because they were, I'll tell you why, because they were not expecting to get Champions League in that first year. When they came, I think their first full season, they went and all of a sudden got Champions League. Then you have to go and spend all that money again. If you're in the Champions League, they can't sit back and say, we're not going to try and go again. They try to go again, and they've neglected stuff in regards to the training ground and all that type of stuff. Because they're not a big club. If they started spending money on infrastructure and all that type of stuff, that's going to eat into the transfer kitty. Yes, it's not as much because it's infrastructure, but it's still going to eat into your transfer kitty. And they're not making millions and millions of pounds like the big clubs in like Liverpool and United and these guys, because they make 600 million to 300 million. We make double to what Newcastle make. So we get, we can spend twice as much in that sense. Yes, we have more overheads, but we make twice as much compared to the other clubs. I believe that and then the fan base itself, the expectancy goes from there to there. You're expecting big players, huge players. They sign these players, and now they're gonna have to take a step back to move forward, and they're just simply refusing to sell one of their prized assets right now. But look, I don't believe that the Saudis have come in just to raise their profile.
Do you think is this as well what Fahim points out? I think it's a good point. They're distracted by other big runnings, i.e. Saudi League, Live and boxing. It's Turkey Al-Sheikh spending all the money to bring flipping Tyson Fury and
the Saudi League, there's no doubt. But that doesn't mean, okay, if you're telling me if Newcastle had 500 million they could spend, they were allowed to spend 500 million right now. You're telling me the Saudis want to spend it? Why spend it, bro? 500 million is peanuts.
Why not? Why aren't they doing it then?
They can't. PSR, whatever.
You're telling me PSR is super squeaky tight. That they can't find any loopholes.
They can't find. They don't. They will find loopholes. Chelsea found loopholes. These guys will find loopholes.
Go buy a hotel in Newcastle. There's plenty of them.
But in order to find loopholes, you've got to be really committed to the project, haven't you? And
that's it feels my point. Are they not committed anymore, then?
They're not really committed. They want to come in and just...
You're telling me they've got the money. Why can't they show it? You're telling me there's squeaky...
I will not loophole in it. For me personally, I don't think... Look, the Saudi League, I can accept that. That's their number one priority. I can accept that because that's their own league. They're trying to grow it. They're trying to spend all this money, which is fair, right? But to say that they're going to completely let Newcastle, whatever it is, go, nah, man, 500 million to them if they could spend is peanuts. They can spend they're willing to pay Darwin Nunes 75 million. Yeah, with respect, that's 5 players to them. You tell me they can't go and spend. Give Newcastle 500 million to go and spend on their team to raise their profile to make them try and win a Champions League or a title. I believe if they really could do it, they would. They will find loopholes. They've only been here 3 years, couple of years. It takes time. The Premier League isn't when 5 years ago when Chelsea, Abramovich took over, there were only 2 teams really that were going for the title that time. Now you're up against 5 or 6 big institutions in terms of they've got money, they've got the players, they're already in Europe. To try and fight against them is hard. It's not easy. All these 5 clubs want the same players that they do.
And Ben, this is what it is, isn't it? That they've got the money, but they can't act like a big club. Let's be honest. But the moment, and it might find some bias towards Liverpool, but the moment they actually sell their prized asset, then in the transfer market, what you just talked about, how the book value and how they'll be able to splash £500 million in the market just this summer, they can finally act like a big club as well and don't lose out on the deals such as Mbeumo and João Pedro. Who else have they lost out? James Trafford and a few of the players as well. So they've got the money, but they can't act like it at the moment.
I know, but I feel as though that's where, when it's come to the next stage of the project, where they're moving into the area where the big boys are, they've been lazy again with their strategy. Like all of their targets this summer, have all been Premier League players who are just like everybody else knows about. Where's the Bruno Guimaraes? Where's the even the Tonali sort of thing? So the players that they've identified who are really top prospects or really good players that nobody else was going for, and then they've gone in and got them. And this summer they haven't really targeted anybody. There hasn't been any sort of like flash in the pans or any surprise purchases, and it feels as though a strategy's gone to pot, basically, because, as I say, they took their eye off the ball. And, they obviously bought in this guy to be a DOF who couldn't work alongside Eddie Howe, and he's walked away, and it's just been left as a bit of a mess. But just bringing it back to us for a minute, that's what gives me so much pleasure to able to credit FSG, because you think about when they first come in, that first couple of windows where we made those huge mistakes in terms of just we're selling Torres, we'll just go and splash it. And we got lucky with Suarez, but we didn't get lucky with Andy Carroll because there was no plan, there was no strategy, there was no sort of thinking ahead of the game. And it was almost as if, like, one thing about these owners is that they don't stop in terms of they learn and they're driven and they keep going and they keep making mistakes, or they have made mistakes, but they've kept on going. And their opus moderandum is to recruit elite people in the right positions on the board level. So your Michael Edwardses, and obviously now your Richard Hugheses, etc., etc. So getting the structure off the pitch right, your commercial directors, your Billy Hogans and stuff, to grow the revenues of the club and do all of that work off the pitch. That's not sexy at all. Nobody wants to see a new, commercial deal and stuff like that. But it all builds to a summit like this, where we just come alive and we show the world what we're all about. And we couldn't have done this just because we're Liverpool and we've got 20 million fans around the world. We've got to do it right, and we've got to do it, in the right places. And now we're putting ourselves in a position where we are so strong now after this summer that we can just rinse and repeat this the next 3 or 4 years, and hopefully, be at the top table every summer.
100%. Well said, Ben. Gene, I want to take it back to Newcastle. There were some reports about the players are pissed off. There are a few civil wars going on. So make of that what you will. But it could have been easy for someone like Trippier to come out in front of the cameras and talk about an injury that didn't really exist. And I'm just talking about the scan that came back clear. These guys are human beings. Whether you're a leader at the club or you're doing your job, it can't have been easier for someone like Trippier to come and defend a player. It doesn't matter how close he is. Deep down, they're probably thinking that this guy just doesn't want to be at the club. And if I'm honest, they must be thinking, if you don't want to be here, then there's the door.
Asim, it's not his fault. The players, the private players know he wants to leave. It's not like they're saying there's the door. They know he wants to leave. It's on the club, then, isn't it? And I genuinely believe that the players look.
But do you think the club? Do you think the players internally are sort of asking questions like, sort this out, because we can't be asked
Yes,
answering
that's
every
from a
single
club,
question.
and that's from the club. That's to the club. With the
Yeah.
player, we saw that with Trent. All the players, they love Trent. You know, they were completely fine with Trent. They had a gap shot with Trent, and they all spoke so highly of him. It's the same. 1 second, right? And it's the same with what do you call it? It's the same with him. The
I'm going to
players
throw up here.
relationship.
What are we
Keeps
doing
moving
here?
everyone round.
Yeah, leave it. What are you doing, Ami, man?
That's better.
I
That's
feel like
better.
I'm on the Pepsi
That's better.
Max.
Yeah, that's better.
Pepsi Mac. Welcome, Jake.
That's better.
Welcome. What's going on?
Jackson,
I don't know how much of the show you just caught. Were you listening, Jake?
No, I just got in.
Just to let you know, we've just signed Alexander Isak for 150 million pounds. Congratulations, my brother.
That's a lie.
Talk to me, Jake. We're
How
discussing.
good would that be,
Howe.
though, if you could say that to
We're
him?
discussing Eddie Howe's, quotations. I'm sure you read them in the morning. Surely this is a club, a manager, an ownership losing their grip on their prize asset.
Yeah, listen, we talked about it when he didn't go on the international tour, the preseason tour with the rest of the squad. I said it when the night before when we talked about whether we thought he was going to go on the preseason tour or not. I said that I thought he was going to go, which obviously turned out being wrong, but I did a caveat that with if he doesn't end up going, then this saga is over. Obviously, it's not over in the sense that it's signed, sealed, and delivered, and he's a Liverpool player as of now. But what I mean by that is the saga's over in the sense of he's going to be sold before the end of this window. The question isn't if he's going to be sold. The question is when is he going to be sold? And I've been talking about the fact that I didn't think he was going to be a player for our away encounter at St. James's Park, and I still have a feeling that he might not be a Liverpool player come that fixture. And to be honest with you, I'm not really too concerned when this deal gets done, whether it gets done today, whether it gets done August 15th, whether it gets done the last minute on deadline day. For me, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. As long as Isak is a Liverpool player come the end of this transfer window, then it's a massive success. And if you ask me, I heard your opinion earlier this morning. You said you're 95% confident. That's where I am as well. And I've been 95% confident. It's nice to have some of you other bozos on the train with me this time.
Wow,
Asim,
go on, Jake.
Asim, I have a question for the panel. I
Okay,
don't
can
think
you
Newcastle
just
wait
hold that
for
question
this
just for a
deal
second,
to-
Avi? Avi, just hold for a second, because we've been sitting on these supers for a while, and there's two members that I need to shout out
Let
as
them
well.
sit there.
Hold it there, just hold it there, please. Talking about 95%, Alex Salary, thank you so much for sending this through. 95%, he says. I don't know what he means. I really don't know what he means.
95%.
Uh-huh.
That's you, 95%.
I'm only joking. I knew exactly what he means. Connor, Avi, how do you pronounce that second name?
Connor
Before you
Ife.
go on. Ife. Connor Ife. Thank you so much for sending this through. He says, I think this will be the 11. Alisson, Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Gravenberg, McAllister, Soboslai, Wirtz on the left. Wow. Isak and Salah. Slot played 4 mid v Villa and City away. Any comments on that? As you hold that there, we'll just go through them as well. Ruminal Islam, thank you so much for becoming a BNR member. I think if you're called Rumi, I'm sure they welcome you already in the group. I think you're already in the group. Waxy must have sent it.
Yeah.
That's
You-
a different Rumi, man. That Rumi you're talking about is the ROOMI one. These are different one.
Oh, you're right. He's in there as well. You're not in there, so how do you know? So if you don't know something, you should keep your trap short, isn't it? For
My
1 second.
apologies.
Thank you. Exactly. Sakab, I've just sent you the message on Twitter. Thank you so much for becoming a BNR Ultra. Head over to BNR membership. It's $4.99 a month. So much more to come. Exclusive content for our members only. You've seen what's going on in the studio. And there were some bits and bobs that arrived today in the studio. I don't want to give you bit by bit. I might give you another update in about a week's time. And we went on a bit of a memorabilia shop today. And once they're on the wall, we'll let you know, and we'll make sure you are giving a little peek as well. Sakab says, finally become an ultra. Thank you so much, Sakab. Yes, Avi, thank you so much for waiting so patiently. Fire away with your question.
My question was, do we think that Newcastle can afford to long this deal out. I don't think they can, because they will want to go on a shopping spree, and they're not going to be wanting to do last minute deals or 48 hours to go. They're trying to scramble for players. They won't want to do that without a sporting director or with a sporting director. I think they will want a swift conclusion to this Isak deal, and we're talking matter of days rather than weeks and months like Jake's predicting.
Months, no, can't go much longer than one more month. But let me ask you a question. What's the difference from Newcastle's perspective? Because I don't see a difference whether they sell Isak today or they sell in the last minute of the window. Listen, everybody in world football, when I say everybody, I mean the other clubs, whether it's RB Leipzig, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Aston Villa, these squads with other strikers that Newcastle might be interested in, they know what the situation is with Alexander Isak. So you can sit there and pretend while you're negotiating with them that you're going to keep hold of this player, but they know at the end of the day you have 130, 140, 150 million pounds coming into your bank account before this window closes. So whether you sell him to us now or at the end of the window, in your opinion, what's the difference? In my opinion, there is no difference for them as
some players might not be available, Jake, by then. Some players might be
why isn't there a difference? Why isn't there a difference though?
Why do they have to wait to buy those players?
Because the skin.
Why can't they buy them now before they sell Isak?
I think I agree with Jake, because the one thing they're not short of is cash, is it?
Yeah, they're not short on cash. PSR regulations is day by day. It's not like they have to be.
But they can't cycle by cycle. They can't spend outrightly right now either. They need money to come in first.
They can
to abide by PSR rules.
Well, Jake, it's a risk for Liverpool as well. Do they really let Alexander Isak go to the last day and not? Because I believe if Liverpool, and I don't think this will happen because there's an acceptance on Newcastle's behalf. But just think about Liverpool here for a second. They are not going for the number 2 and the number 3 option after Isak because we're going for the main priority. We can't afford to let it go to the last day.
Hold on. Pause. Because you, wherever you are, not using you, and you are telling everybody there's a gentleman's agreement in place. So if there's a gentleman's agreement in place, then what does it matter?
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. But I thought you were exploring the fact that there's no difference between now and last day.
There is no difference.
Okay, now if you're saying there's an agreement in place, I agree with you. Then it's okay. Because Liverpool will do the left winger.
You're the two that are saying there's a great Jake's.
That's why I've said that we won't long this out.
I'm just the one who dropped the bomb.
No.
I mean, Gina, I can't hear what you're saying. Your mic's not that great.
All I said was you got smashed today by Jake.
Why?
No.
Why?
Jake is saying they're going to long it out. I'm saying they're not going to long it out. This will be.
I don't think they will. But I think the principle of what he's saying is completely valid in the fact that if we've shook hands behind closed doors, which we're all assuming and thinking that we have, it really doesn't matter if it's not done today.
Shaking hands doesn't mean that we want to wait till the last hour of the transfer window to get this done.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And I'd be shitting myself that they might suddenly think, well, you know what, we've changed our mind. Surprise. I don't know when the deal is going to get done. That's not my argument. What my argument is for Newcastle, for the way they're operating, to a lesser extent Liverpool, I will agree with that. But if there is a handshake agreement in this argument completely, it makes no difference if he's sold today or at the end of the window, because they don't have to be compliant with PSR regulations from today to tomorrow. If they buy all their players before they sell Isak, and then they sell Isak, all of a sudden they're compliant. So it doesn't matter if they sell him now or at the end of the window. They're going to be compliant if he's sold. So what difference does it make from Newcastle?
You're right, because
you're right.
Asim, one thing is they've gone in for Sesko, right? And they might be gazumped for Sesko by United.
Sorry?
If they get gazumped for Sesko by United, they're going to be scrambling then. They're going to be scrambling for Ollie Watkins or a replacement for another player.
Well, at the moment, they're leading the race.
They're leading the race, but they haven't won it, though, have they?
Of course.
Yeah. So you're saying that they can wait and do this, Jake? No, they can't. They want to get their players in. If they miss out on Sesko, they're going to be scrambling.
We're going
to be talking about 11th hour stuff.
Avi, you know what I think is? I know we were joking about this clause in the game. about the 25th of August, I think Newcastle don't want Isak playing against them. And because it's if our fixture was on the first day of the season, I think the deal naturally gets done. I think Newcastle don't want Liverpool Isak playing against them on the
So you
25th.
think the deal will be
He's
after
gonna-
that game, though?
He's going to play them
Sorry?
at some point in his career.
Jake,
the
your
deal is gonna
Wi-Fi is
be-
bad.
Is it bad? Hold on a second.
No, it's
It's fine.
better.
It's fine. It's fine.
So you think the deal will be after the Newcastle game?
Want him to play against them.
Yeah.
But that makes no sense. That makes no sense. Why would they
longer-
want
the longer it
to
goes
play
on-
against Newcastle?
Avi, you tell me why Liverpool haven't made a bid then.
I'm telling you, there's a gentleman's agreement. I'm telling you, by principle, they have signed the player. I told you this on Friday. You've actually just agreed, and you actually tweeted something saying that Liverpool. I feel
Playing
my
devil's
feelings.
advocate. I'm
You
playing
felt the
devil's
same thing.
advocate.
You felt the same thing today. Yes or no?
I've been saying for 2-3 days. You don't watch the
Jay,
shows.
but you
when
said
you're
you
not on.
tweeted today 4 hours ago. You tweeted, "I have a feeling Liverpool have agreed in principle with Alexander Isak." Yes or no?
You talking to me or you looking down
I'm
to
talking to
Jay?
you. I'm talking to you about your tweet. I'm talking about you, Asim.
Yes, I did.
So then, why are you asking me a question that you already predicted yourself?
Yeah, because I'm the host. I'm playing devil's advocate here,
Look,
for
you
God's
can't
sake.
be devil's
I don't know.
advocate.
I know you
When
don't know how to
you
host a
agreed
show.
with
It's
me,
not
when
my
you
fault.
agreed with me on Twitter, you agreed with me on X. You can't go back and forth. Come on, Yara.
Oh, for God's sake!
And
Why
I'm
don't we
coming
just read each other's? Why don't we, Gene? What we're gonna do is from now on, we're gonna read each other's tweets and then just go and close the show. What's
No,
the point?
you've tweeted something. You've tweeted something, so you can't go back on something that
Oh,
you feel.
I'm the host.
that you feel.
I'll have
Yeah,
to
but
ask the question. I want you to provide me the answer.
You asked me a question which I've answered on Friday, and you've done the same thing today on your Twitter handle. It
You
doesn't make
never
any
know. You
sense.
change your mind every other day.
No, I don't. I don't.
You do.
I have not changed my mind.
Great point. That's a
I
great
have
point.
not, I have
Very
not changed
quiet.
my mind on Isak.
Jake, you smashed it today, mate. I'm with you all the way.
Say, Gally.
Although I believe,
Say,
although
Gally,
I,
man.
oh, yeah,
Let
took
me-
that now.
Let me finish this with this. And I don't think many people are going
Again.
It's
this,
something
which
you
is
know,
fine.
there must be a delay. Something's
It
not
is a
right.
bit of a delay. It's a bit of a delay.
Hold on a second.
It's just
Oh,
in the
Jake,
head.
you go.
Go on,
Oh,
Jake.
get him off. Get Jake
You
off.
know when Jake speaks, no one interject because his Wi-Fi is a bit bad.
Okay, hold on. No, let me move my device because I'm probably a little bit far away. Hold on a second. Just
You
lock
are
this,
you
just
are a lot
Yeah,
better when
wait,
you're a lot closer to you.
carry on without me for 1 minute.
he had a woman behind him. Kuriya, he had a woman behind him.
Chup karna tu.
He's a... Yeah, I know. Have you never seen a woman before in your life?
That's
You Nangi?
There's a guy is going back on YouTube on his device and going to check that out. Can you believe it?
Private chat.
That's
Private
it.
chat down.
Oh,
Anyway,
absolute-
look,
he's got something for tonight, the dirty bugger. Anyway, carry on.
this guy, man. Anyway, look, Asim, if you ask me, I believe we are just waiting for. What is wrong?
Oh, yeah, I'm
with
not
you?
going to chuck you out now, Avijay. Relax, man.
Why are you acting like a little kid for?
Carry on.
Mute
Steve.
him.
Anyway, look, on a serious note, for me, where Liverpool are waiting for Sesko, and we're going to wait and see what happens with the Sesko deal. As soon as that gets completed, Liverpool will complete the deal, regardless of him coming and playing that second game or not against Newcastle. We will get the deal completed. We just need Newcastle to complete that forward signing. That's it. And if we doesn't, and if they don't get Sesko, we just
Easy
have to
now.
wait slightly longer, give it a bit of time, and then we'll get the deal done. The deal isn't going anywhere. We're still going to get the deal done, regardless of it being now or towards the end of the window. So if there's a deal, if you guys are saying there's a deal in principle already agreed, then what's the issue? Relax. We'll get the deal done. That's it.
You stole my take. This
No, but
deal
we're
does
saying
not.
that it'll get done. It'll get done sooner than what he's saying. I'm saying it's going to take a week. Friday, maybe. Launch of Adidas, launch of Alexander Isak. Days. We're not
I'm
talking
not-
about weeks
I'm
and
not
months
saying-
and 3-4 weeks in.
First of all, is my Wi-Fi better or is it still bad?
That's
Yeah,
better.
that's
It's
fine,
better,
I'll make
yeah.
I'm not saying it's definitely going to prolong to the end of the window. What I'm saying is I don't know when it's going to be done. What I'm also saying is, hold on, there's a plane above me.
Is it Isak there?
Oh, yeah, get him off, man. He's been a distraction from minute one.
It's a Babelcopter.
It it doesn't matter when the deal gets done. Whether it's this week, next week, or the last day of the window, it's irrelevant. That's what I'm telling you. The deal is going to get done. And it does not hinge on Benjamin Sesko going to Newcastle. If they fumble that deal like they fumbled every single other deal, it's just going to delay Isak a little bit longer before he comes around. I wouldn't be surprised if they sign nobody and the deal still gets done. Is how confident I am that Isak is going to be a Liverpool player.
Wow. I'd like to think
Newcastle are definitely going to get a replacement in Jake. Come on, you can't say they're not going to get replacements in. Yeah, that's what they're going to use this money for.
They need other business as well, don't
Ollie Watkins, maybe go for another forward.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're going to get somebody. So it doesn't matter if it's Sesko, if it's Nicholas Jackson, if it's Ollie Watkins, if it's Mateta, doesn't make a difference who they sign.
Just out of interest, though, just to change the tax slightly, at what point, if the 5% that we're saying does come apart and as it doesn't happen, when do we pivot and what do we do? Do we wait for Isak till January or next year?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
You can
I'm
ask
not going to answer that because I've gone all balls in.
You can answer a hypothetical question, can't you?
But it'll contradict to what I've been saying then.
No, you don't need to contradict.
I respect the question.
You don't need to contradict your
question.
initial
But
answer.
for me, there
What
isn't,
you do,
Ben, respectfully, there isn't a question of if he isn't going to sign. It's when he's going to sign, in my opinion.
okay, TK, he's asking you a hypothetical question, and what you need to do, answer it by saying is, okay, Ben, I don't think that happens, but if it does,
all right. Let me flip it around then to make it maybe a little bit easier to understand. What about if Isak falls down the stairs tomorrow and breaks both legs?
We've got a 5-year-old on the stream today.
Sorry. Let Ben finish.
I was going to say, just to make it easier to understand, what about if we find out that Isak falls down the stairs tomorrow and breaks both legs? We're not signing him then, are we? So what do we do instead?
He's going to play God now. He's going to say, I'm going to save him.
That changes my
Then maybe, Ben, you go out for a left winger and go with Ekitike as a 9, and maybe use Gakpo as a foil as a number 9 as well throughout the season. It's not ideal, but I don't believe there's a number 9 out there that can even match what Isak's doing. Sesko isn't that player. Ollie Watkins isn't that player. Isak is the be-all or end-all for me.
Yeah, I think that's our plan B as well, Rodrygo. It feels like that would be our plan B.
I think don't be surprised. I think once we're getting Isak in, I think Liverpool's Rodrygo links will increase.
Wow.
Well, funny you should say that, because there's a bit of maths getting done as well about Rodrygo, about whether we could do that as well as Isak, which is just mental to think, but we can actually technically do both.
Why not? What are you going to say, Jake?
I was asking, so you think that there's a good chance that they go after Rodrygo even if they sign Isak?
Yeah, I think there's every chance. Diaz is a big loss to the football club. Don't get me wrong. Diaz was brilliant on the left wing last season. Yes, we've spoken about that barren spell, but on the whole, his numbers improved. Gene was happy with him. Gene was ready to give him a new contract, just like I was this season. But he's gone. It leaves a big void. His drive, his passion, his determination in games, even in the 90th minute, we're going to lose all those facets. That's an important sort of component in our team. Is Rodrygo that guy? Probably not. But Rodrygo has got abundance of talent, more talent than a Luis Diaz has ever had. We just need to unlock that talent.
Okay, so let's think this through. The reason why I'm surprised is not because we can't afford him. I want to get that idea out of the way right away. But we've had James Pierce come out and say, we're not interested in this player. Not to say that that's gospel, but he's come out and said.
When has James Pierce ever been right, though, Jake?
Let me just finish my point. It's
No, but
one.
answer that first.
Hold on. Let me continue my point. Ben Jacobs came out today and said that it's unlikely they go for Rodrygo and Isak, both of them together. Number 3, we have this idea in our heads that just because you can afford a player, that the club is going to be willing to spend money on the player. We've been following this club for many years, and this club has gone many years where they don't spend nearly as much as they have available to spend. So just because they're spending now and just because the money is there available to be spent doesn't mean they're just going to go ahead and spend it. So we have to get that idea out of our head. That
no, because that's not our idea. We're not saying because we're going to go for Rodrygo or have show genuine interest in acquiring his services because we've got all of a sudden, bottomless pit. No, the track record of Liverpool this year is we're shopping at the top table. And that's why we think we're going to go for Rodrygo, is because when you've lost a player in Luis Diaz didn't score 5 goals last season. He scored 16, 17, had about 22, 23 goal involvement.
25 GA, Asim.
Yes. Isak, sorry?
25 GA last season.
25 GA. I think it was a bit less than that, but, correct me if I'm wrong. But, Jake, yes, Isak will share that burden a lot more and excel in his position. But at the end of the day, do Liverpool go full in with Gakpo on the left-hand side? And the longer it goes on, I think Liverpool will look at a number 1 option and then go to number 2 and number 3. But I still believe once Isak is complete, then we will crank up the
But when you look at the financials for Rodrygo,
even another A-lister.
Gene, that's when I proposed the initial loan deal for him maybe this season.
Look, you can propose it, but Real Madrid are not going to accept it. You're asking for a loan deal for a player who's 90 plus million, who's been a starter for Real Madrid over the last 3 or 4 years where they've won all these trophies. It's not happening unless there is an obligation. Then I will entertain you regarding the loan. No obligation, Pulija.
I just want to confirm. Take 1 minute. I'll let you land. I just want to confirm Liverpool can facilitate a deal for Alexander Isak for 130 million and an 80 million pound deal or 75 million pound deal, whatever you want to call it, for Rodrygo comfortably this season. Okay, we can facilitate that and still be within PSR regulations. There's no issue with PSR here, guys.
So that leads me to my point. So if Liverpool can fund the deal comfortably this summer, what is purpose? What is the benefit? What is the idea behind a loan with obligation to buy next summer? You have to buy him next summer. If you can afford him now, what's the idea behind waiting until next summer before you buy him? You have to buy him.
If you buy a car, Jake, and they give you an option saying, give me £75,000 now or give me £75,000 in a year, which are you going to take?
Okay, there's some idea behind that, but what's the benefit for Real Madrid doing this deal?
Fair point. That's fine. And this is what I actually said to not Real Madrid, Avi yesterday that look, we're not dealing with like a Juve or anyone that is desperate, or even like United who've got PSR issues that want to get Rashford off the books. I don't think Real Madrid, even if they did, they do something with the government to let them off somehow. We know how it works over there. But Real Madrid, if I think that conversation is very important with Alonso, but it also, if Real Madrid want to see how it goes with a player, I don't see Real Madrid giving us that player. I did say he's not going to come on a loan, but I was just trying to investigate and explore the situation. But I won't, and I said this to Abby last night, I'm not just saying this now because we're having this conversation. From a Liverpool perspective, we all know they like to structure the deal. And if that option is on the table where they propose it and Real Madrid somehow accept it, it's a loan, they get him off the books and stuff like that, it's fine. But it doesn't matter. Real Madrid have been nicking our players. If we're going to believe Florentino Perez, we still have a very good relationship. I think if it's a breakdown relationship, we simply won't deal with them on an annual basis at the moment. So we even got £10 million out of them for Trent just to play in a Club World Cup for 10 million for 2-3 weeks early. But I think if Liverpool can get it somehow, then they will explore it, Jake.
The other key thing, sorry to interject, is that we keep saying it's a unique market opportunity. It just happens to be that this summer is the window of opportunity for Rodrygo because he's unsettled at Madrid. You can pretty much guarantee if it rolled over to another 12 months, there'll be other teams involved and we might have to get dragged into a bidding war, etc., etc. So if we're the only club in a position to be able to do it this summer and we've got the financials to do it and there's no other clubs who can really sort of take us on and drag us into a bidding war, which is what Madrid would love, I'm sure, then now it's strike while the iron's hot, isn't it? And that, as I say, that could do us for 3, 4, 5 years. You're basically solving... You're basically fixing the fact that Salah's leaving in 2 years now. So the combination of Wirtz, Isak and Rodrygo, say 2 out of 3 come, work. let's just play devil's advocate, and 2 out of 3 work, then you've solved you've fixed Salah. And we have to all accept that Salah is not just going to come to the end of his 2-year contract and suddenly fall off a cliff. That might start happening in the next 12 months, the next 18 months. And probably we want to start to not become as reliant upon him. So if we get the opportunity to be able to plug this gap now, this huge gap that we've, has been so reliant on Salah for the last 7-8 years, we have to start to plan ahead. And what better way to do it than by the time he does walk out the door, the people who have replaced him are fully embedded in the team.
We said this yesterday, Ben, and the three of us said this yesterday. I think I mentioned it. I said, why Rodrygo makes sense, Jake, is Salah, when he goes to AFCON, Rodrygo eases into that right-hand position as well, on that right-hand side of the wing, where he's played predominantly a lot of the times for Madrid as well, not just off the left, but off the right as well. That's why he makes more sense than, say, an Anthony Gordon or anyone else. I mean, peak would be Michael Olise, but that's not going to happen. Rodrygo is the one out there who's yet to hit the heights as well. He can go another level, and I think this is the perfect platform for him to perform.
Yeah, he wants to play on the left as well, doesn't he? He wants to play on the left.
Before you go, Jake, question. Can you let an opportunity go when a player like Rodrygo, number 1, is available, and number 2, wants you? 3, you've got the money to buy him, yeah? And number 4, this is the summer you can only buy him. Because let's face it, guys, next summer other clubs are going to come in. Can you let an opportunity like this go? You have to
I don't
go.
want you guys to think that I don't want this player. We talked about all the
He's talking about the opportunity itself. Do you think we can let it go? Do you think Liverpool would think we can let this opportunity go?
If they want him, they know they need to get him this summer. I agree with that. If they want him, they need to get him this summer. He's the left winger that I want the most. If you were to ask me if I had to pick one between him and Isak, I'd take Isak over him if I can only buy one. Ideally, I would be able to buy both, because we do need a left winger and a 9. With that said, I'm not saying we shouldn't buy him. What I'm telling you is I don't think if we go in for him, it's for a loan with an obligation to buy. If we go in for him, we're going to buy him. That's what I'm saying. There will be no loan obligation to buy. We're just going to buy him this summer and move on. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Well, that might be because of Real Madrid, Jake.
Whether it's Madrid or whether it's us, whatever the case is, I just don't see the sense behind loan obligation to buy when you have the money. Like we all said, we have the money to afford both of them. If the money's there, Madrid's not going to let you get away with the
I disagree. If Liverpool, any club in the world, would prefer to pay after 12 months, when you go buy a washing machine, when you go buy a car, if they give you an option to pay after 12 months, you pay after 12 months.
That's not what I'm saying.
Jake, even if
the deal isn't there to be done,
Jake, even if we were to get Rodrygo, for 70 million, the initial outlay would probably be like 15 to 20 million.
Correct.
Hey, we all love Klarna, don't we? We all love Klarna.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. You can get away going to a club like Madrid and saying, listen, we want this player, but we don't have the money right now to buy him. So we're going to give you a loan option. We're going to loan this player with an obligation next summer when we have the money to buy him. Madrid knows you have the money now. So they're not going to let you get away with the loan to buy. They're going to say, no, you want this player? You give us the money now. You don't want to give us the money now? You don't get this player. I'm not saying Liverpool don't want to do a loan option. I'm saying the deal is not going to unfold that way.
Yeah, look, I can't see for loan. I would be.
We said this yesterday, Jake. Though we said this yesterday.
Calm down. Why are you getting beat up, Jake?
It was Avi who dropped the loan bomber. It's all his fault.
Look how aggressive he is today.
Cool.
Jake's
not
with so much aggression. Like, calm down, man. It's only a discussion. It's debate.
What's wrong with
Carry on. Sorry,
Jake. Go for him more. Go for him more. He deserves it. He's been acting like a clown.
He's at work. When he's at work, Jake, kick shit out of him. You're allowed because he can't do shit. He can't go crazy. He can only say kya kar sakte hain here and there. Can't do anything else.
His loan with obligation to buy was a dumb idea. I'm not coming after you. It's just a dumb idea.
No, he didn't even say obligation. Option.
Oh, now it's an option to buy.
Let's go through some
supers today.
Let's go through some supers. Oh no, I just unstarred one. It was from Shahab as well. I remember the Shahab.
Ben, big up to you, Ben.
Oh,
A great addition. That's what he said.
I'm so sorry, man.
Massive
I'm
addition.
so
Massive
sorry.
addition. I can't sing Ben's praises enough.
I apologize, Shahab, and then
Welcome addition.
as well, because he was loading Ben. Ben, you've been a great addition to the BNR team. And but more importantly, thank you so much for your super chat. If you can type a normal
Give us
message.
another £2
I'll
now,
put
and
it
you can
in.
say it again.
No, Shahab's one of our own, man. Where is this? Alex, thank you so much. Save Isak for Arsenal. Might lack sharpness now. It depends when he comes in. The problem is I know he's been given a bit of a program at home, but it's nothing like training with your mates and getting some match fitness in some preseason games, is there? Sarib, it looks like he's been doing overtime as well. Full panel, Mr. Boys, special hi to Avi. Avi, give him a wave. Oh, he's giving him a nod. Give him a nod. He's giving him a nod. Zach Stevie 1743, thank you so much. We lose more for AFCON, so we're doomed for depth. I don't think we're doomed, Zach.
Junk lad, look, these are junk lad comments, man. Doomed for depth. Like, come on. Like, honestly, like, how are we doomed for depth if Mo goes for like a 6-7 weeks to AFCON? Like, honestly, I appreciate the super chat, but honestly, think about what you type sometimes. And capital letters too, man. Lowercase. Anyway,
Hey, calm down. Don't need to be so aggressive, man. Relax.
I like that. Jake.
I mean, Jake's got you today, man. Jake schooled you lot today, man. Jake, you schooled these boys.
Jake schooled us.
Jake,
He's the
Jake
one that
is-
Isak's
Jake
gonna
is
be
the-
on train. He's going on tour,
Jake,
boy.
Jake,
We told Jake.
They're rattled, man.
How
Jake,
could he
you
be?
rattled.
How could Jake be in such a? He's telling me that he was on the train. He's got everyone on the bandwagon, on the train. I'm leading this train. I'm driving it. But you know what? He told us Isak is going on tour. We had to tell him. We had to make him believe he's not catching that flight.
No,
He's not
nobody
catching
told
that
me-
flight.
nobody
Yes or
told
no?
me he wasn't
Yes or
getting
no?
on that plane.
Yes or no?
Jake, one
No.
second. Let's
Huh?
finish.
Is that a lie?
Jake, these guys
That's a
get
lie.
Toba.
Jake, listen.
There's-
It's normal. This is the normal for them. Them
No,
acting like
I'm gonna
That's
quit
it.
that
today is the
program.
Jake show.
Asim,
Today is the Jake show. Jake, you've taught them the game today. Yeah, so let them say what they want. They're lashing out. Anyway, carry on.
I'm not lashing out. I'm not lashing out.
Jake, don't worry about it. I said there's no chance on planet Earth that Liverpool are interested in Hugo Ekitike, and he's starting tomorrow. So there we go. We haven't got a clue.
Asim, read the
So
super
it's
chats.
all
Get
good.
through the super chats first.
Sorry about this, boys. There we are. Zak's done. Sarib again. Thank you so much, Sarib. I see the Isak bandwagon as a few more members. Hashtag day one. Shout out Ben, by the way, great addition. And hi again, Avi. Avi, again, second time. Are you going to give a little wave to Sarib or a nod? Is it a second nod? Two nods.
It's a
Selection.
love-hate relationship, that isn't it, Sarab and Avi?
It's always been love hate. It's always been a love hate.
No, it's never been hate. You know, you try to help someone out, but you know they don't take your advice. It's all good. It's all good. Selection, though, my brother selection. $10 selection. Keep them coming. Paise sut, Aj. Paise sut.
They say sat, not sut. What are you about sut?
No, say paise sut. Paise sut.
They say sat.
Honestly, Avi, you need to get in the ultras group, you know, because honestly,
Punjabi, right? Relax.
That's not Punjabi. Come on.
Read this message now. Read this message.
I think people put too much emphasis on one thing, transfer fee. I think they'll look at how much the wage bill will increase considering the two contract renewals and two already premium signings, Isak plus Wirtz. True, but if I told you a month ago that Liverpool are looking at, after Wirtz, if I told you Liverpool are going to buy Isak, you would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
very true.
100%.
Very true. We didn't even think that we were going to be in for Isak after we got Ekitike.
Yeah, exactly.
For a little period, we were like, yeah, that's obviously our striker now. That's the direction of travel. And lo and behold, it's not. Just to interject, one of the ultras, honestly, they're on it like a car bonnet. The Ben Jacobs has just put that Newcastle now in advanced talks with Sesko.
Wow.
That's good.
Let me go through. I want to
That'll be
ask you about that. Lethan, thank you so much for sending this through. Isak plus Rodrygo, perfect signings, especially with Salah going on AFCON. But that's big news, boys. If Newcastle are in advanced talks with Sesko, is it Sesko or Sesko?
Sesko. Slovenian, isn't it? Sesko.
I've heard some people saying it Sesko.
Sesko, brother. Sesko.
Yeah, maybe.
Shisha
Okay,
and Sesko.
we'll stick with Sesko. We'll stick with Sesko. James, not James. Jake. That's big news, man.
Yeah, it's really big news, and I don't want to sound like I'm waffling here. It does help if Sesko, whatever you want to call this lad, goes to Newcastle. I'm not saying that it doesn't help. It absolutely helps. So the fact that they're in advanced talks, hopefully they can get this deal done, and it will just speed up the Isak deal to Liverpool, in my opinion. It will just make our lives much easier. So hopefully that deal does get done. So that is very good news. It is big news, and it's good news on top of it. So yes, that's excellent to hear.
How much do you think he goes for?
I reckon it's going to go anywhere between 70 and 80 euros.
Yeah.
About 60
I think
million
they're
pounds.
asking for 80. I think they were offering somewhere in like the upper 60s. I think they probably meet somewhere in the middle.
Asim, and just elaborating on Benjamin Sesko, I think he'll do really well at Newcastle. With that midfield behind him, with the creators on the either side of the wing, whether it's Harvey Barnes, Gordon, and Alanga on the other side, Jacob Murphy as well, who had a very good season last year. I think Sesko he'll do numbers at Newcastle, and let's see where he's at come 2-3 years down the line, because I think he can play at a higher level. No disrespect to Newcastle.
I think we can all agree that whether he made that decision on his own or whether United decided not to go in full force, that him going to Newcastle is a much better career decision for him than it is for him to go to United. I think that's clear.
But the biggest joke of the night is this: 83 likes with nearly 1,000 people in the building. Just like Billy said,
what? 329, man. Well, you don't give the chat crap, man. Check it before you post in it.
Yeah, well, Billy's got like a green.
I support the chat.
In terms of reliability, in terms of what the hell, Billy, man.
It's 330 likes. Big up to the chat.
Billy, you did me there.
Let's get up to 450.
One at a time. Asim, you're hosting. You talk, man. Gina, respect him. If he's his show today, you had your turn yesterday. Let him speak.
My apology to the chat. All the abuse, please, towards Billy in the chat.
Where did you get this from? I don't think it's real.
No, apparently he said it on video, Jake. I've been just sent the video. Let me just.
You can watch it later on, man. We've got a show to do.
Yeah.
Newcastle are advanced. Newcastle are
advanced. Ultras.
See, here you go. Of course, look at this, man.
Yeah, but it's obvious you. 90% of the time, it's always you.
Man, kya? I've not even said my famous line today because you don't won't let me.
Good.
Relax, man. Relax. Okay, let's go to. Let's play transfer. What's the game?
Lotto.
Lotto. Transfer lotto for Newcastle at the moment.
If
they're gonna get.
Oh, Asim, 1 minute. Asim,
shut up, man.
Asim, 1 minute. No, all jokes aside, Asim, yade that video that we did where you told me to predict the signings.
Yeah,
Gyökeres, Arsenal, Sesko Newcastle, Isak Liverpool.
No. Watch that
video. I had
Ekitike
at Chelsea though.
No, you said 3 to Newcastle.
No, Ekitike at Chelsea.
No, you said 3 players to Newcastle.
Go watch it again.
It's on the shorts.
I was right.
He had 3 to Newcastle.
Jake, I had Gyökeres, Arsenal, Sesko, Newcastle, Isak, Liverpool. I got 3 out of 5 right.
No, you didn't.
I think you say Gyökeres, Newcastle.
I said Gyökeres, Arsenal.
He said everyone to Newcastle.
He said a few.
I was teasing Avi yesterday. Avi, with all due respect, you've had an absolute mare over summer when it comes to your ITK news. Absolute mare. Frimpong, Asim, Pulija. He's not coming to Liverpool. Kirkes, we're not going to spend the money. He's only going to be £30 million. My source in Bournemouth.
I said 40. Dean, I said 40.
Yeah, let me speak.
I said 40 to you.
Let me speak. Thank you very much. What else have you said this summer? Tell me.
Lennon Miller.
Huh? Ben
Lennon
Sagir.
Miller.
Who's that other number 10 that lives in Mars? What's his name?
Ben Sagir is a
Sudakov.
player that I like.
Sudakov. He's going to come. Ben Sagir is going to come. Who else has he been telling us?
Hey, so
Can I speak? Avi, I'm going to back you.
P45, Ben. You're going to get your P45 sooner than you think.
Avi, can I back you up?
I've done research. I've been watching all summer.
1 second. Let me back Avi.
Avi, you know I love you. You know I love you.
Quiet. Who was the first person here that said Alexander Isak, the biggest transfer in the end of January? Avi, tell him. Who was the first person that said Alexander Isak?
Who was it?
No, 1 second. No.
He's waiting. He's going to get the clip out. The clip's coming soon, isn't it?
Yeah. 1 second now, Avi. Forget Avi, forget other ones. Avi got the big one right in January, bro.
Which one?
Alexander Isak.
Okay.
Avi favors Alexander Isak. No. Give him his props now.
No. What I'm going to tell you to do now is go on Twitter and check the timing of his tweet and check the timing of my tweet. Go check it. Come back to me.
Asim, you rated Nunes over Isak.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I'm talking about.
You said Gakpo would never win us the league. You said Gakpo would never win us the league. You've never been a team that wins us the league.
Why you? What?
No, that's Avi. Look, I'm talking.
This is
Asim, क्या कर सकते हैं?
Look, Avi, why are you going red now? Why are you blushing? If someone comes for you, you take the shit, you move on, you punch later on.
I said I'm humble.
That's what happened.
Let him have his name. Let him have his night. Let me have his night. Come on.
Look, you are a mayor over summer. You have to accept it. Come on, you can't throw so much shit at the wall, get it wrong, and only one and just claim I got Isak right. This is the reason why you retired.
Avi, I tried.
You should have stayed retired.
Avi, I tried. Avi, I tried.
Get that tweet out.
Let him win.
From January, Gene.
Let him win.
When people said Isak is not going to come regardless, go check that tweet.
This guy put it
Go on, Asim. Go on. I've always been Team Asim. Loyalty from day one when we had 15 live watching. Now we've got 1,000 watching and we still can't get likes. Hurry up and like the stream, people, please. And subscribe as well. And on our way to 20K, please.
Avi's
Hey,
he goes, Isak won't sign regardless. Wow. Now they're first to the news. How times change.
We've got a game tomorrow, guys. What about tomorrow, eh?
Come on, it's not hardly a Champions League game, is it? It's only a friendly. Oklahoma Marinos. Come on, yaar.
No.
But it's the Reds, though, isn't it?
We 100% right. Ben's taking the day off for tomorrow, mate. He wants to talk about the game, and we should. But what are you looking forward to, Ben? What are you looking forward to? I know we saw bits of Florian Wirtz in that first half, and we were all going mad over him, and rightly so. But is there anything else that you are looking forward to tomorrow? Everyone's obviously looking forward to watching Hugo play tomorrow, I think.
I'm looking forward to you giving us the team about 3 hours before kickoff. That's for sure.
You know what? I need to be careful now. I need to be careful.
Those being our ultras, they're thirsty for knowledge.
Well, let's leave it to the ultras and not Twitter.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Ultra treats. Yeah, no. So the obvious one, obviously, I want to see Florian again, but it'd be really nice to see Ekitike as well. See what he's all about. See how he fits in. See how he links up. See where he's going to play. I think it's really interesting that Rio started all of our friendlies so far. So it'll be interesting to see if he starts again. But I'd like to think, though, now all of a sudden we're only a few days away from the double friendly at home to Bilbao, and they're not that far away from the Community Shield. So I'd expect us to start to ramp up a little bit. So I'd like to see a few 60-minute game appearances tomorrow, and just to see a shape starting to form. I think we might. I don't know whether we'd start our stronger 11. I think it'd probably split it still, but it'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see some patterns starting to develop and see where people are starting to find their feet.
Looking forward to the 4-4-2 tomorrow, Jake.
No, I don't think you're going to see that tomorrow because we don't have Isak yet, and it's not going to be a 4-4-2 anyways.
Oh, I like it. I mean,
Nunez will play.
sorry.
Think Nunez will play?
No,
No,
I don't think he will.
Yeah, probably not.
Asim,
Hearing
is
a
there
few
any
little-
way? Is there any way? Say Diaz is gone, Isak signs. Is there any possible way that Nunes could be seen as a left winger this season and stays?
No.
He's done it before. He's done it before in stints.
Yeah, but on paper, even with Benfica, it might have been a 4-3-3 on paper, but he was a lot closer to the striker. So
He has done it on the left, but I just think our levels are gone up a gear now, and he's just not at our level.
Yeah,
but
it
even
makes sense.
when he did it for Liverpool,
Keen, I can only pose the question, isn't it? I don't know why you're so despondent. I can only ask the question. Why are you looking all depressed? Yeah, answer it. If you think you're big Billy Big Bollocks, talk.
I'll 1 second. I'll answer it. I don't know what's wrong with this. Today. Why would you say Nunes still at this football club in a position that, not even in his favorite position? That is literally the worst take that anyone could have come up with today, guys. I am not taking the piss. Nunes, number one, you want him to stay, which I think is baffling, and then number two, in a different position, or you're at the mark, sort your head out, move on. Honestly,
To me, that feels like Nunes playing on the left for us would be like us having a Ferrari, but with like a cassette player inside it instead of like a Bluetooth or something like that, or like windows that don't go down or something key missing. Because I just think it undermines the whole setup if you're going to put together this elite team and then you have Nunes there as an option on the left. It just doesn't feel like. He wasn't played there at all last season, was he? I just feel like you'd be accommodating. If there's any chance he stays as sixth choice centre forward.
every time Nunes played on the left-hand side, generally speaking, for us, for Klopp, it was when the game was stretched and he was an out ball.
I remember the Everton game at home. He played on the left.
And it was all about chaos, and he was an out ball from the left-hand side when the games were stretched with a lot more controlled situations. I'm not a fan, and there's a lot of people who are a fan of Hugo Ekitike playing from the left-hand side in an Arnie slot team in a 4-3-3. I would rather watch Hugo Ekitike on the left-hand side in an Arnie slot team than Darwin Nunes on the left-hand side, because I think he's
technically better,
and he can take a player on, he can carry it better as well. In transition, I'd probably say Darwin Nunes right now is in transition, just transition only. But you get Ekitike. Yeah, exactly.
He wants to play as well, doesn't he? He wants to play.
Exactly. Gene, you looking forward to watching Hugo, or you looking for something else tomorrow? How strong do you think our first 45 team will be? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Wirtz and Ekitike tomorrow. I want to see them two with Salah, with Rio. Them four, I want to see in that front four tomorrow. I just
Rio, Ekitike, Salah, and Wirtz. Okay.
Them four, I think some of these players will get 60 tomorrow rather than 45. Yeah. They're the ones that I can't wait to see Ekitike, because from the clip we saw yesterday, a few finishes, death touches, and especially with Wirtz, because we saw that in the first game we played a false 9. You could tell he lacked a 9. So tomorrow with Ekitike in the 9, I think it's going to be tasty, man. And I hope Ekitike or Wirtz get their first goal as well. Just one goal out of the way. I know it's pre-season, doesn't really mean a lot, but it just gives you that slight little confidence to go forward. And yeah, they're the ones I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Who would you start
as well?
Would you start Konate and Van Dijk together tomorrow?
Why not?
I want to see them to start. I don't want them to be playing bloody Simica centre back for one half or somebody else playing centre back. I want to see our two main centre backs starting, slightly going strong for the first half, playing McAllister obviously might start tomorrow, get a few minutes under his belt. But I want to see if our actual team.
I think there's some super chats, guys. There's some super chats, but they're not respectful. And guys, we're not going to put them on screen. If you want to put your comment on screen, please keep it respectful. So yeah, sort that out. I'm not ignoring your message, but I'll just leave it from the screen. What were we going to say? There was some talk about Wirtz and Ekitike playing in a front two today. What do you make of that?
I like it. I maintained. I believe that you are going to see Ekitike play more than you guys think in that position. I know you don't like it, Asim, but I think we will see it more than you guys, more than what the fan base thinks that they will play. I think you will see Ekitike and Isak play more together. Obviously not from the off, but as the season goes on. And I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. If they did play a double nine, it might look a double nine with him in the 10. I don't know. I can't see them two playing completely as a 9, as a double 9 or a front two. I think Verts will have the license to do what he wants, man.
What do you make of that, boys?
Interesting. I think they will try and go with what formation they're going to start working towards for the start of the season. I can't see us doing too much experimental. So, for example, I'd expect Ekitike to go to the middle, and then he probably will give Darwin some game time second half because he's obviously been part of the group. He's trained well. He looks like he's doing really well in general. So, if there's not like a deal imminent, then I think he probably will play him. And get some game time into because they all deserve that. I think that obviously Alisson's gone home, hasn't he, for personal reasons, so that Pesky will play probably second half. And I heard as well that I don't know if you read it, but all the mascots for Yokohama are all Endo's kids from Endo's school when he was a kid. So that's a nice touch for them. So I'd expect him to play as well from the start, maybe. So it is going to be obviously a bit of a mixture team, and obviously they're a struggling team in the J League. So really, whatever team we put out, we should batter them. We're not coming up against Liao here or anything like that. We're going to be coming up against like a low block team who are really not anywhere near our level. So I'd expect this to be really comfortable, to be honest. But at the same time, we'll want to put on a show, and we'll want to play it with a bit of intensity. So I'd expect us to start to see a little bit, more what the team's going to look like.
With all due respect, I want to see the training myself because I want to see if it was a front two. I'm not surprised. We probably try a million things out in training, even last season. But Liverpool do a lot of that stuff in training. Some of the clips I saw from last season where they have, Kanate sometimes and Van Dijk just playing the ball into midfield, and there are 4 attackers, where the number 10 just pins the second centre back. The number 9 is the centre forward as well, and they've got last season was Diaz, Gakpo, or Salah. So it's 4v4, but the number 10 is pinning the centre back and receiving as a centre forward. That doesn't mean Liverpool are playing in a 4-4-2 in training. So that's why I didn't really read too much into it. I want to see it myself. And then make a judgment call on it. Avi, what are you looking forward to?
I think it's obviously training sessions, especially when they're abroad. It's a great time for top coaches, whether it's Pep Guardiola, whether it's Arne Slot, Jurgen Klopp. They'll all experiment to some kind of to some extent in preseason. You were mentioning the 2 up top. Wirtz was playing in a 2 today. I think they'll experiment when they want in training sessions. But now it's kind of getting towards that nitty-gritty time where you want to get minutes under your belt, where you want your first 11 preferably playing. I think tomorrow we'll see a strong 45 and a strong 11 from the off. And then, I'm looking forward to, like Gina said, the front form and that quartet right now of Rio, Salah, Wirtz, Ekitike, fearless, the passion that, or the sort of the daring runs that Rio's making, that sort of, 16-year-old player that's fearless at the moment. You don't want him to lose that. I'm excited to watch him. And then obviously Ekitike and Wirtz to see what kind of partnership they can sort of build on, or what they can sort of muster up together.
Okay. That's the wrap, people. Anything else that you want to cover, boys?
No, we're doing the match reaction straight after the game, aren't we, tomorrow, Gene?
What are we doing tomorrow, yeah? What time's kickoff? 11:30?
11:30 kickoff. So we're hoping about 1:20, something like that.
Yeah, we'll be going live around that time,
Okay. So 11:30 is about 1:30 then, yeah?
Yeah.
ठीक है.
Hopefully it's 30
Ethan-
seconds on the game and then 20 minutes on Isak. Sign him.
Ethan is asking for a 5-minute Q&A. Go on then, Ethan. Fire away with your questions. I know we promised.
3:30 a.m. for me.
Are you going to watch it, Javi?
Of course, I'll be up. I'll be texting you two like idiots.
You're going to
I
go
can't-
post-match
I
reaction,
can't-
right?
I can't watch it. I can't watch it tomorrow.
What time is it for you, Jake?
5:30.
Are you going to be up yet, Jake?
Yeah, I'll watch the match.
Nice.
That's class. That 5:30 in the morning, nice early start. Bacon
Get the beers in
butty,
already,
coffee
Ben,
and
mate.
coke.
Get the beers in and all that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Zidane or Figo, Zizou all day long, even though I absolutely love
Zizou
Figo.
all day.
Zizou, come on. Different players, but Zizou.
3:30 in California. Question: which player from our past, apart from Stevie G, would you sign to fix an issue in our current team?
What a great question.
What a great question.
Alan
Mane.
Hansen alongside Van Dijk.
Sadio Mane, man.
You stole the
Good shout.
Ooh, good shout. Good shout.
Zidane.
Very good shout.
Then we can go like John Barnes and everyone like that. But Alan Hansen alongside a Van Dijk would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
Alan Hansen, but you got Kanate, man. It's not a serious issue to address.
Hansen's Hansen.
Like, at least Gene mentioned Mane. That's an issue at the moment because we just sold Diaz. Sorry?
I mentioned him.
Oh, did you? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Have you all mentioned yours? We move on
No,
to the
I
next.
can't think of anyone.
That's the point, though, isn't it? There's not that many pressing issues. That's what's so amazing. I'd go probably Fabinho, really.
Would you? Fabinho, even with Gravenberg now.
Yeah. I think that's the only slight weak
Fabinho's
spot.
class.
I think obviously we're linked with Isak, but I think Suarez
Surprised. I was surprised Asim didn't say Trent.
I was just about to say Trent. You stole that from me.
But
Alright,
just imagine
Would you have Torres or Isak?
Torres or Isak.
Prime Torres.
I
I'm
think
Torres.
I think Isak is technically better than Fernando Torres.
But who'd you go for?
Isak.
Isak.
Prime Torres any day of the week.
Isak or Torres, chat.
I got
Torres
Torres.
was an unbelievable
I
player.
think Torres had one player with him, yard. Steven Gerrard. He's making shit.
True.
Let's face it. Yeah, Rieder and these guys were not Pennant and they weren't good enough. Imagine he had Salah and these guys. It was unmuch. He'd take piss. His
Some love for
prime.
Torres in the chat.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Anyway, favorite ever Liverpool kit.
The 92 Carlsberg kit, green. The green one.
Mine is the white one with the green thingies that Adidas here away
FA
kit.
Cup one. FA Cup one.
That was
I think
a
I got Torres at the back, that black kit.
Oh, that black Torres kit was wicked. I remember it.
That one. I
Black
think
and
that's
gold.
the kit that Gerrard scored with the cracker curler at Marseille, I think. I think they were wearing that
That
kit.
was the
weren't
one. That was the one. Velodrome.
they? Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Oh no, that was another game against Marseille, Asim. That black kit you were talking about, Gerrard. He scored the penalty against Steve Mandanda in that game. That was another Marseille game.
When he scored that,
There was two games
brilliant.
where they played Marseille. The one that you scored, that goal that he scored, that was in a red kit. I'm pretty sure.
Even Torres scored a cracking goal when he came from the left side of the box.
I took two players on.
Oh, what a goal that was!
That was.
What a goal! What a goal!
There's a special edition kit. There was a special edition kit as well with gold. Was it red and gold?
Was it?
Yes, there was one
Yeah.
red and gold. Yes, we
Red
had
and
one.
gold. Yeah,
That's the one
I never
Champions
managed to get one, but it was
And I
brilliant.
think I love a full sleeve shirt as well. I really like it.
Don't see them much now, do you?
We don't. I think Arsenal have launched one, with their and maybe Liverpool. If they got Adidas have put one for Arsenal, won't be surprised if
Did
Liverpool
you
get
see,
one.
did you see Salah and Van Dijk doing an interview today in the Adidas kit?
Yes.
Looks nice, doesn't
For Man United.
it? Yeah.
All right, Maldini or Nesta?
Oh, come on. Move on.
Maldini.
Come on. Paolo, man. Paolo.
Nesta
All
was
day.
Nesta for me.
Super chat.
Alessandro Nesta was brilliant.
Nesta centre back is prime.
I think Mohsin, thank you so much for super chat for the super
All
chat. Yeah,
time.
I think it
All
has to be that Zidane goal, Leverkusen. left foot swivel
of all time.
is up there. That's Zizou's
I've got
goal.
one for Liverpool and one for non-Liverpool.
You know
Non-Liverpool's
what my
Mendy.
favorite goal is? Barcelona versus Liverpool, 2001-2002 season. 63 passes and Overmars scores it. Great goal at Anfield. Harami goal.
They took the
And
piss out of
Rochenbach scored a good goal in that game as well.
right back.
Ben,
Mendieta for me. Anyone who scores a goal that's called the name of the player, the corner comes in and he just volleys it in, doesn't he? That was amazing. But for Liverpool, it would be. I still think, and I've watched it over and over and over again, and I still can't work out whether it touched the ground.
Thiago against Porto.
Thiago's
We were
goal.
at that game. Gene, we were at that game.
Oh my word! That was an absolutely unbelievable strike of a football. Like a Tiger Woods striking a golf ball, like Federer striking a tennis ball. It was like pure poetry. And you watch it, and it looks like it actually doesn't touch the ground. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, Gene,
you know mine. No one's gonna like it, but I can't lie.
Bale
against Liverpool.
I knew he was gonna say that.
What was Ronaldo's better? Ronaldo's better against Juve.
I was in the stadium, so
Bale in a final.
You're probably swearing at Carrio's voice. All right.
You're celebrating it.
Disney, mate, bro. Don't even get me started on him. Guess me, I would never forgive him. Deep down, I don't think I ever can. I'll be honest with you. I know he's cracked on. He's got carry on with this guy. He's moved on. I don't think I can ever forgive him.
He's at Newcastle, isn't he? Which is hilarious.
But for me,
next question, boys: Kaká or Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho.
Okay. Oh, this wasn't a Champions League goal, but it was one of the most iconic Premier League goals.
Leeds.
Yeah.
What a goal.
What else is there? Any
those three goals were good.
Get the questions in, guys. Got 2 minutes.
Best British player of all time.
Where? Best British.
It's got to be Gascoigne for me. My favorite. Gaza.
Are we talking if they did it at international level?
Whatever.
Or just generally?
Generally,
Wayne Rooney. Hate the scums, but he's the best I've seen.
Oh yeah. The one that you've seen.
Over Gerrard?
When I look at it from an international perspective and everything, I think he did more.
Is the answer not best?
Georgie Best. I didn't see Georgie Best.
Oh, come on, man. We're not that old, are we? I mean, Gene might be that old, but we're not that old, are we? Georgie Best. Come on, man.
Have you seen
Surprised
I never watched him either, but everyone said he was amazing.
Why did you didn't say Stanley Matthews then?
Yeah.
Chalo.
Jake, best British player of all time? Do you know any best British players?
I would have said best also, but that was just obviously I've never watched him play, but that was.
What did you say?
Best as well.
British player.
Gareth Bale, does he have a shout in this? Gareth Bale?
Yeah. Not.
He scored in two.
Most successful, I suppose. It's probably Bale, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's foreign export. Sorry.
And what he done with Wales? What he done with Madrid?
Yeah, he got it.
Definitely not Beckham. Sorry. Definitely not Harry Maguire.
Suarez or Aguero?
Suarez had more to his game. Aguero was a great finisher. Suarez,
yeah. Suarez did it at every level, man.
Suarez, yeah.
Without shadow of a doubt, Luis Suarez. Every level Suarez did it. He bloody beat Ronaldo and Messi to the top goal scorer twice. That tells you what type of player he is. He might have left us, mate, but he was unbelievable. He's probably, for me, the best number 9. Next number 9 of our generation.
Bilal says Suarez just. I don't think it's just.
He's one that he did it for his country as well, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's just.
He was class without a doubt.
He's a great player. Suarez, for me, is the best number 9 of our this generation.
Here's a question. We're gonna end with this. Hear me out signing for Liverpool.
Everybody knows mine.
I don't understand the question. Sorry.
Like a bit left field option, but look, hear me out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, hear me out. But yeah, go for this one. Right. Okay.
Great question. Hear me out. And look, It doesn't have to be necessarily a position that we've already got. We've already covered. It can be
Somebody that we've already bought or somebody we could get.
A player that you think
It's up to you, Ben. You give me that name.
Okay.
Could be anyone.
I'll have to think. Come back to me.
Avi, hear me out. Let me hear you out. Don't say Tyler Dibbling. Sudakov.
No, we should turn the
Chat is going off. The chat is going off.
Hide the chat because you're gonna go for a player there. Hide the
No,
chat.
no. I'm thinking.
I
won't go.
Do you know what about Sajat Atakabata?
Oh yeah, come on, man. What are you doing, Avi?
Yeah, this guy, man. Ban him, man.
What's wrong with you, man?
Admin, can you chuck out Avi out of the chat, please, for 5 minutes? Come back tomorrow.
Lennon Miller for Motherwell. Lennon Miller.
I would. Gene?
There aren't that many names that you can come
No,
up with.
I'm not going to say Gordon before the chat go absolutely ballistic on me. I've said my piece on Gordon. It has to be. It can't be like a belabor. We know what type of people like players are belabor. It has to be a bit left field. You know who I want?
Who?
And I've wanted this player for a long time. Nico Barella.
Okay. I can accept that. That fits the criteria.
He's always been the one player I have been talking about Barella now for 3-4 years that I've wanted Barella at Liverpool.
A lot of shouts for Garnacho, man. A
He's
lot
a
of
talent,
shouts.
Asim. You do think if he goes to the right club, what he could become.
I don't think Elise is a hear me out signing.
No,
he's
he's
the
not.
perfect place. In 2 years' time, I would love to get him out of Bayern Munich and just
Asim,
plug
would
and
he
play.
always be Kulusevski?
Yeah,
That's a really great shout.
I have mentioned him in like previous shows. I do like the player. But I was trying to think someone. You know what? His left field option. They're gonna hate me for it. Instead of Fofana, and we don't get Rodrygo. I know he's made a move.
No, you stole my answer. I knew.
Marcus
I can't
Rashford.
stole my answer.
Rashford.
I brought it up in the group chat like 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
And people went nuts.
I mentioned it
Right,
about
well.
a month ago, and Gene started swearing. I don't want scums. Were you on the show?
It's a good job. It's a good job. It's a hear me out. That's why I stayed quiet.
It's a hear
Hold
me
on a
out.
second.
No,
When I
mention
brought
look. Mention
Oh,
any
were you in the
team,
show?
any team, any player, just not scum.
when I brought it up in the group chat 3 months ago, Gene was on board. He was ready to buy him.
Was he?
Oh, was a
Yeah, he was on board. I swear to God,
Jake. On the show, he has to play to his image, doesn't he?
he was on board. I swear.
I hate scum. I can't stand them. I never will.
Okay.
Oh, I like
Okay.
him.
You know, hear me out then.
Billing.
Give me a hear me out then, Jake. I'm sorry to Son, I think he's past it now. 2-3 years ago, we would have heard you. Not anymore. Malcolm is saying Asim is drunk. What did Mohsin say? Billy saying Mohsin great shout. Avi, what's your hear me out signing? I think this is a good shout.
Lennon Miller. I said Lennon Miller.
You said Lennon Miller, didn't I?
Lennon
Mother-
Miller. I think this is a good
Romero
shout.
for Spurs. It's a good shout.
Who? Romero.
Ice Snake TK, whoever you are called Romero, he said.
I don't like him at all, you know. I think he's a bit of a knobhead.
Ayari's a good shout. The Brighton
Bernardo.
midfielder.
Hmm.
Good shout.
Did they sell Romero? Did they sell him?
Who?
No,
Did
no.
they sell Romero, or is he still there?
He's still there.
Shade. Billy says Shade.
He's just a pace
Uh,
match.
Someone's just put Amadou in Arna. He needs.
Chalo,
blood.
banda karo Asim.
Right, okay, call it a day. We're done.
I'll have to
Okay,
think.
people, I'm just going to check if we missed out any super chats. No.
This is the shout. This is the shout for Southampton. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
this one.
Okay, people.
Do
there's
it.
still
Do it. It's a good one.
800
I like it.
people. Still
Yeah.
800 people in the chat. Please, like and subscribe. and just comment below the line after the show as well. Let us know what you think, and let us know what your hear me out type of signing is. But we're back. Gene and Ben are back for the reaction show tomorrow, as ever. If something breaks, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, you'll see my face again in the evening, and then we're back again tomorrow evening with the normal boys. But smash a like, comment and subscribe to the channel if you're all new. Head over to, I think we're around a good number now on the members, but please keep on supporting, keep showing your love, and keep the BNR Ultras growing as ever. But until the next show, do you have any respect, Avi? Like, 5 minutes ago you were giving Avi Gene shit. I was just closing the show, and now you just take the piss.
I was giving him my salute, my
I'm
three-gun
banning
salute.
you for the next month. People will not see you on the show for a month now. So until now, everyone say bye to Avi and take care. Bye, bye.